Let's go through the entire Gospel of Mark together. All right, everyone, today we're reading chapter 13 from the Gospel of Mark. We're getting ready to dig in. There's so many cool things that are happening in chapter 13. This is really where we start talking about the apocalyptic approach. In Mark chapter 13, you get a little hint of some Daniel in there when Christ brings up the Son of Man coming in on the clouds. But it's really a great story, and I want to talk about how we see this chapter in 2025 versus how the people at that time saw it. Now let's begin reading. And he came out of the temple. One of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what wonderful stones and what wonderful buildings." And Jesus said to him, "Do you see these great buildings? There will not be left one here, one stone upon another, that will not be thrown down." And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, opposite of the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, "Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign when all these things are about to be accomplished?" And Jesus began to say to them, "See that no one leads you astray. Many will come in my name, saying, 'I am he,' and they will lead many astray. And when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. This must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines. These are but the beginning of the birth pains. But be on your guard, for they will deliver you over to the councils, and you will be beaten in synagogues, and you will stand before the governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them. And the gospel must first be proclaimed to all nations. And when they bring you to trial and deliver you over, do not be anxious beforehand what you are to say, but say whatever is given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Holy Spirit. And brother will deliver brother over to death, and the father his child, and the children will rise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures till the end will be saved. But when you see the abomination of desolation standing where he ought not to be, let the reader understand." That's what it says. "Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let the one who is on the housetop not go down nor enter his house to take anything out. And let not the one who is in the field not turn back to take his cloak. And alas, for women who are pregnant and for those who are nursing infants in those days, pray that it will not happen in the winter. For in those days there will be such tribulation as has not been seen from the beginning of creation that God created until now, and never will be. And if the Lord had not cut short the days, no human being would be saved. But for the sake of the elect, whom he chose, he shortened the days. And then if anyone say to you, 'Look, here is the Christ,' or 'There he is,' do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will arise and perform signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, the elect. But be on guard. I have told you all things beforehand. But in those days, after the tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give its light, and the stars will be falling from heavens, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. And then they will see the Son of Man coming in clouds with great power and glory, and he will send out the angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the ends of the earth to the ends of heaven." Now, before we go on, I just want to talk about this a little bit, because this is a part of apocalyptic literature. And a lot of what happens in apocalyptic literature is written in a time of intense persecution and when people are incredibly, incredibly oppressed. And you might be saying, what's that have to do with anything? Why does that matter? I want you to remember, Mark is writing this right around the time, or very near the time, that the Second Temple is about to fall. It's around the time that Rome and Jerusalem are going to be really battling it out. So many horrendous things are going to happen. At this moment in time, persecution is running rampant. Apostles are being martyred. And here is a book that's coming out that's saying 30 years ago, when Jesus was still here, 30 plus years ago, Jesus warned about the fact of this. Jesus warned about wars, about earthquakes, about not to be alarmed, about that it's the beginning of the birth pains. You'll be beaten in the synagogues. You'll stand before governors to bear witness, and the gospel must be proclaimed. That is what had been happening for the 30 years after Christ died. And it is getting to a point when this is written around 67 to 70, that the Christians, the Jews, there's so much oppression going on, there's so much horrendous things coming on, that this book is saying to those people, Jesus talked about this. Jesus predicted this. Now, when we look at this in a 2025 lens, we think of this as end of the world, end of our world. But I want you to imagine if you were hearing this for the first time, right around 70 AD, and you're hearing for the first time, wow, okay, I heard these stories, I heard legends, I heard this through a game of telephone, all these things that Jesus said, but now I'm reading, he knew this was going to happen. He knew we were going to be persecuted, and he told us, stand strong, and we are going to stand strong. Now let's keep reading. From the fig tree, learn its lessons. As soon as its branch becomes tender and puts out its leaves, you know that summer is near. So also when you see these things taking place, you know that he is near at the very gates. Truly I say to you, this generation will not pass away until all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away. But concerning that day or that hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heavens, nor the Son, but only the Father. Be on guard, keep awake, for you do not know when that time will come. It is like a man going on a journey when he leaves home and puts his servants in charge, each with his work, and commands the doorkeeper to stay awake. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come, in the evening, or at midnight, or when the rooster crows, or in the morning, lest he come suddenly and find you asleep. And what I say to you, I say to all, stay awake. Now, once again, why this is so crucial and so important is balancing what it meant to the readers at that time and what it means to us today. You see, because at that time, what it meant is stand strong, because the author of Mark and even Paul in a lot of his letters, they believed Christ was coming back in their time. So they're telling people, stay strong, hold on, don't give up. Christ predicted so many of these things were going to happen. These things are happening now in 67 to 70. And here we are in 2025. And what can we take from that? Well, we can take so much, which is the message is the same. We are still to stay strong for God. We are still not to fear when we see horrendous things happening. And we still are to be ready for that second coming, whenever it comes and however it comes. Because when we look at this, it's just saying, be ready. Live every day of your life as if he could be coming tomorrow. And that is how we should be living. Let's get ready for chapter 14. Now, if you have a deep desire to learn about the Bible and God, I want you to come back every week. Like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube and TikTok. Don't just go to church. Don't just pray. Do it all. Dig into the Bible. Find out all the amazing things about the Creator of the world. Because at the end of the day, we're all flawed, but we have faith that God can still do great things with us.